Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, world? My name is Brian J, and let me welcome you to the first ever BJ MMA podcast. This podcast will consist of mainly MMA news and anything MMA related. Now, we're getting close to the end of the year. Usually, the World MMA Awards are given out around this time, and I want to give you my opinions on who should win what award and why. Now, for Fighter of the Year, I was thinking of Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping has had an up and down career. Not so many downs, but he was at a point where I didn't believe he was going to get a title shot. I think he was pretty much stagnant there, and he was pretty much a gatekeeper. But out of the blue, he gets a phone call from the UFC and gets asked to fight Luke Rockhold in less than 2 week notice. And Luke Rockhold was the champion. He beat Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman was, in a bit of a winning streak himself. Gets beat by Luke Rockhold, and Luke Rockhold was scheduled to fight Chris Weidman for the second time. And Chris Weidman had to pull out. Michael Bisping accepts the fight in less than 2 weeks, ends up knocking out Luke Rockhold in the first round. And this is the second time Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold fight themselves. In the first fight, Luke Rockhold choked out Michael Bisping. So for Michael Bisping to knock out Luke Rockhold and become the middleweight champion is why I have him as Fighter of the Year. And for female Fighter of the Year, I have Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Joanna champion. She's been dominant since day one, knocking out every single female in front of her. She probably has the best striking of any MMA fighter, both male or female. And that's why I have her as the Fighter of the Year, female Fighter of the Year. And for Breakthrough Fighter of the Year, I have Platinum Mike Perry. Mr. Mike Perry, he's only had 2 fights in the UFC, but he's making big noise already. His arrogance is kind of reminiscent of Conor McGregor when he first came in the UFC. Just very confident. He believes in himself, and he's every single win he has in his record has been by knockout. So I can't wait to see him continue to fight and continue to fight bigger and better talent to see what he could do. And for Fight of the Year, I have Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz too. These two in that second fight had a back and forth fight. They left everything in that octagon, blood, sweat, and tears. Literally, not figuratively. These guys, the first fight didn't go Conor's way. The second fight, Conor prepared himself. He made sure he didn't make the same mistakes that he made in the first fight. Was landing that left hand more, was able to reserve his energy a bit more, and was able to stay away from Nate Diaz when he needed to, which I think won him the fight. And the fight was great. The fight was back and forth, blood everywhere. Nate Diaz's face was a mess, and Conor won like he said he was going to win. And for KO of the Year, once again, I have to go back to Michael Bisping. Again, he took that fight in less than 2 week notice. Luke Rockhold is not a chump. He wasn't a paper champion. He's a legitimate, well-rounded mixed martial artist. And for him to get knocked out in the first round by Michael Bisping, was the reason Michael Bisping is getting KO of the Year. He well deserves that. And for Comeback of the Year, I have to give it to Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate against Holly Holmes. When Miesha fought Holly Holmes, I scored it. Heading into the fifth round. It was 4-0. Holly Holmes was out striking Miesha. Miesha knew that she was going to lose. She had to dig deep and pull the victory somehow, some way, and she did. She managed to tap out Holly Holmes. Which is why I give her the Comeback of the Year. Even though it didn't go well for her in the Amanda Nunes fight. But up to that point, I think she did have the biggest comeback. I mean, you kind of have to go back from where she started to where she was at that point. She was former women's champion in Strikeforce, lost the title to Ronda Rousey, and then lost again afterwards. And it was pretty much a done deal that as long as Ronda Rousey was champion, she wasn't going to be champion again. And nobody thought Ronda was going to lose, so it was pretty much everyone thought Amisha was never going to get a title shot again. And there you had it. She was champion for that bit at least, and that's why she gets comeback of the year. And as far as upset of the year, once again, Michael Bisping. I mean, who would have thought Michael Bisping could beat Luke Rockhold in 2-week notice? And he did knock out Luke Rockhold first round, and that's why Michael Bisping, in my opinion, gets upset of the year. He's, definitely, why I consider him fighter of the year. Those are my opinions on who should win an award and why. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like my picks. Let me know if you don't like them. Comment below, and let me know what you think about my first podcast. What got to do to make it better? Thank you guys, and I'll be making more of these podcasts. Thank you.